guys, we have a little mini FPV camera here that I use in some little quadcopters, but I just have it rigged up with a little battery, and it's got a little transmitter in it, and as you can see, it's pretty good. So you'll get the video feed from my DVR here. So I got my goggles on, and I'm seeing the same thing that monitor is. So I'm going to do some FPV surgery here, plastic welding, and get this boat sealed up so there's no more cracks and no more leaks, and we can have fun. Well, as you can see, I've already gotten some of it done. I started on some of the inside stuff. So it's still hard to get to in there. There's only so much room to work, and I have this 80-watt soldering iron. I bent the tip so I could get in there. But let's see what we can do. There's some more here. I can't get really good penetration inside, just because I just don't have the room to really see what I'm doing here. So I can just kind of melt over to the actual crack, just get it where it's solid again, and then from outside I can actually do the actual penetration, where I can get things really nice and not only sealed but structurally sound. Alright, well, there's that. Let's go on the other side here. Look at the other side there. And camera over here. There we go, I like that. Much better. See, this side's pretty bad too. Yeah, it's real bad. Alright, let's see what we can do with this. sure I don't hit the camera with the soldering iron here. Let's see what we got. Alright, let's come out here now. We'll do some outside stuff. The little transmitter gets hot on the back of that thing, and I don't want to burn it up, so try to limit the use of that. I'll get back inside later on. Alright. This part's a little easier because I can actually see something. As you can see, we're actually getting some good penetration there as the plastic was coming through that crack. So that's good. That's really good. I'll get this back part of this crack here. I want to go really deep on that just to kind of relieve it. Just one of those deals where you're going almost through but not quite, and then push on it there, smash it in while it's good and hot. The idea is just to fold that over, just go back and forth folding it over. I always keep this plastic around for stuff just like this. I'll come back and I'll fill in everything that I possibly can. Add as much material to this. Get it nice and flush with everything else. Alright, I'll put this one here. This thing is just full of cracks. And just fold it over. Push it in, smash it down, just keep on working it. Get it as deep as you can. When this stuff is the right temperature, it sticks to itself really well. It's just nice and conformative. But if it gets too hot, that's when you notice it doesn't want to stick to itself anymore. It kind of just seems to want to separate from everything. So if you're doing this and you start noticing it not wanting to stick, and it got too hot and just let it cool down for a minute. There's cracks all over this thing. This is how I am doing this plastic welding stuff. I don't know how the professionals actually do it, and I really don't have a clue. I've never seen it done. But this is what works for me, and anybody can afford a soldering iron. And all we're doing is just melting this stuff. We're not trying to sew the boat back together again, we're just sealing up cracks. It's also important too, if anybody had previously had silicone or any kind of other stuff in these cracks, you need to get all that out. You need to have clean virgin plastic in there, or it's not going to work. Alright, so we have all the cracks superficially done there. Alright, let me get some scrap here. I'll cut off a piece. Now we got some welding rod, and we will get this cleaned up here and filled back in, and then we'll start working on the tunnel. That'll be fun in there. But once I get all these cracks finished on the whole welding thing, then I'll be making a plate for the back of this, like I did on a couple other ones, to include my own just aluminum plate here on the back that reinforces this whole transom pump mount area. So it'll cover the whole back, wraps around the insides, bolts to the sides, and then has a strip on the bottom too for more support. And then polyurethane will go all in between here when I bolt it all back together again. That will ensure additional sealing, just insurance that there won't be any leaks from back here. But another thing I'll do is, like I was telling you about the silicone, I don't know if you can see in there, but right in here in this crack, there's silicone in there I still need to dig out. I need to get something to get that out with here. If that crack doesn't clear it out and it leaks, then you still end up with water leaks in the boat. But while the boat is pump is actually in motion, or in action, in use, whatever, then what happens is, instead of sucking water through here, it's sucking air from inside the boat. You get cavitation, so then the thing just revs up, and you lose speed from that. And then when you stop, you just have more water coming in the boat. So this crack has got to be sealed up. This is the one that's got to be done right. Now once this crack is done, I've got some stainless mesh that that I will be embedding into the plastic here. I'll be heating it up and actually sinking it into the plastic to more or less stitch up, provide some more reinforcement for this crack. I said this crack has got to be right. My 2011, I did this on my 2011. Mine wasn't cracked quite as bad, but it was pretty bad. And all this work that I've done to this one, and will do. And so this is a multi-step process here, but I haven't had any problems at all with mine. And I've been jumping every log I run into, and I haven't had one drop of water come in. Everything's staying nice and solid back there now. I'm hoping I have all this in frame. I put it on super view. I don't know if you'll see all the detail because of that, but I'm hoping you'll at least get it in frame. Like I said, I'll come back over that with stainless mesh and say that whole area right there will be impregnated, the stainless mesh. I'll push it down and it'll actually be embedded into the plastic, and then you really won't see it after I get done. But, alright, now we'll crawl back underneath again. See inside. Alright, so now we're back underneath again. Let's see where we're at. We have, alright, there's right side up. So now we're looking at that. I know it looks pretty ugly, but that ain't gonna leak. Now, as you can see underneath there where all that plastic came through. So I went completely through the hole there. I'm gonna smooth that out because you see that plastic and the two sheets right there, those are going to come forward to right here in the front, and then that'll seal that up. So there's the rest of that silicone that I was pushing out. Let's see if I can grab that here. Alright, and there's a crack. There's the rest of that crack. I might be able to reach that from in here. I hope. Alright, that's looking pretty good. Can't really get in there and smooth it out as nice, but at least I can stir it up and make sure it's all stuck together to itself. I can only imagine what surgeons feel like working. Alright, look at that. All stitched up. I think the patient's going to survive. But yeah, this is like laparoscopic surgery here. Let's see what the other side looks like. I'll flip that camera. See if we can get some different views here. See what everything's looking like. It's getting a little warm in my fingers. Everybody's sealing up there. Oh, that's right. I wanted to. Let's flip this around. Get that iron in there and smooth out underneath. Alright. I think that'll work. I think I got it. I guess this is what you call plastic surgery. I never thought I'd be a plastic surgeon, but here we are. Alright. Let's see. Oops. That's the back side of one crack there. I got it from the outside. I want to hit that on the inside here too, and that'll kind of relieve that. Let's see, I really don't need the goggles for that. We'll go ahead and unplug. And I think you guys can see down inside there. It's right here on this back side of this bolt bump. I just want to push that in, and that'll relieve that crack. At least this one's above the water line, if anything didn't hold with it. And everything on the bottom is going to be all encapsulated in expanding foam. Once we get done, there'll be polyurethane. I'll polyurethane everything as a skin over all of the repairs underneath and around the bottom of the tunnel. I'll just coat the whole back side of this thing with polyurethane. And once that cures, like I said, the two plastic sheets are going to be in there up underneath, and that'll join the bottom to the bottom side of this pump, the pump mount, that deck on the back there. I'll fill that space. That way if the bottom of the boat hits anything, it transfers all of that motion to the back of this too. It all moves in unison now instead of just this moving and that not. Because this part right here, hinging, is what's caused all these cracks. So putting the plastic underneath there and basically locking this to the floor of the boat is going to stop any potential, any future cracks. Fill the rest of this up with expanding foam, and that locks everything together, and we won't have to do this again. Alright, Let's see if the plastic will move forward now. So now you can see the bottom of the boat here, the bottom of the hull, and these plastic sheets is transferring any motion to the pump mount area, and the whole thing moves as one instead of this not moving and the floor flexing. So that's the problem. Now if your boat hasn't cracked yet, adding that plastic back here and the foam will prevent the cracks if you do it right. But that's the plastic welding deal on these boats. And like I said, as I complete the rest of the steps, I will have the video and pictures to show all of that. So until next time, stay tuned.